not my intention. My goal is to open and shed some light maybe to the situation at hand. You just got to see me adjust someone who was, that guy was in shape, was he?
No.
He was hurting. Anybody ever been there that bad?
No. I don't want to be there. That's why I'm here.
You been that bad?
Yeah, I don't know if that bad, but that's hurting.
Yeah, so my introduction to chiropractic, okay? I'm going to tell you a little quick story here. I hurt my back so bad when I was in 7th grade that I couldn't stand up in basketball. And at the time, we didn't know anything. My family didn't go to chiropractors. I mean, Dr. Ashley, her family took her to a chiropractor when she was a baby. She's been adjusted her whole life.
She's in good shape.
Heck yeah, she is. We didn't know this kind of stuff. We went to the medical doctor for everything. Okay, you got a sore throat, go to the doctor. You hurt your leg, go to the doctor. Hurt your back, go to the doctor. And in my town, we lived in a small little rural town. There was a chiropractor there, but nobody really knew anything about this guy. And as soon as I hurt my back, I went to the trainer, basketball trainer, and he said, well, you need to go see your doctor. So I went to the doctor, and he sent me home with a prescription for ibuprofen, 800 milligrams of ibuprofen to be taken 3 times a day. That's a lot for a kid. So I was cranking this stuff in my system, and he told me I could do that for several weeks. He just said, you can do it for several weeks. He wrote me a big prescription for this stuff. Mega dosed me on it. Okay, my whole story gets a lot scarier because my digestive system got destroyed when I was a child because I was on antibiotics for 2 years straight. Completely destroyed me. I had to build my health. For the first time in my life, I'm starting to feel healthy. Fact. Right, honey? For the first time in my life, stuff's disappearing that has been ailing me for years. So it took me decades to repair my digestive system. My wife knows this story. And I was going through this cycle of going to the doctor, and they were medicating me. Okay? It started in 7th grade. I couldn't walk. People thought I was crazy and making it up. You ever see a 7th grade can't walk because their back hurts so bad? Only old people hurt their backs. This is the story, right? It wasn't until I was in high school where it just continually would happen. During basketball and baseball season, my back would go out, and I'd be laid up, okay, down and out for, a solid week. Just excruciating pain in my low back. It would slowly start to go away. Okay. When I was in high school, I was a junior. I was playing baseball, and I bent down to pick up a ground ball, and I didn't come up. I just fell right down in the middle of a game. Fell right down on the ground. I'm like, I can't move. Everything locked up. My dad drove me from the baseball game. I left the baseball game and took me home because I couldn't. I was in excruciating pain. We had just moved in next door to a chiropractor. We didn't know anything about this guy except he was a chiropractor. We just moved in about 6 months earlier. My dad took me out of the car, carried me next door. I'm a junior in high school, mind you. My dad's carrying me next door and knocked on the door, and Dr. Todd answered the door, and he's like, Doc, we don't know anything about chiropractic. We don't know what you do, but my son cannot stand up, and his back is in excruciating pain. Can you help us? This is my introduction to chiropractic. Okay? He goes, what took you so long? Come on in. We come in, he's helping me come in. He's got a chiropractic table set up in his living room, and he basically explains to me what he's going to do to me. And you can imagine, I'm going, what? And my dad's going, I'm like, Dad, is this cool? My dad's like, I don't know, this guy's a doctor. Like, I guess, let him do his thing. I'm like, all right. And Dr. Todd looked at me, and he goes, this is going to hurt. And he goes, it's not going to feel good. It's going to hurt like a you-know-what. And he goes, it needs to happen. And he said, this is really messed up. And he adjusted me, and he said, go home and ice it. And he said, it's going to hurt. You're going to wake up tomorrow, and it's still going to hurt, but it's going to feel a tiny bit better. You're going to come into my office, and I'm going to adjust you every single day until this is gone. I started going into his office every single day. Started taking care of me in his office. After about 10 days, gone. And he said, how you feeling? I said, I feel great. I feel better than I've felt my entire life. And he goes, the problem's still there, Andrew. It's always going to come back unless you take care of this for the rest of your life. He said that all area is always going to be weakened because of your past history of wearing on this thing. I've never been that bad since. And I'm never going back there. And just taking care of that guy right there reminded me. And I told him the exact same thing. I said, we're going to get this fixed. And when we get this fixed, you're going to have to take care of this for the rest of your life. Fact. Okay? I went to college, got a 4-year degree, Bachelor of Science. I was going to save the world. I was going to save the planet. I got an environmental degree. Went to work for the largest drug dealer in the world, GlaxoSmithKline, selling drugs, because I was working in one of their facilities in charge of all of their environmental disgust that they were doing. After 6 months of working there, I was like, this is the worst possible thing I could be doing right now for the planet. I left GlaxoSmithKline, went home, talked to my neighbor. I said, Dr. Todd, I want to be a chiropractor. And guess what he told me? You should be a vet.
A vet?
I can't make this up. I was like, what? I'm thinking he's going to give me all this wisdom, this infinite wisdom. Oh, you're making the best decision. Look, it saved your life. This is the best thing. I want to build you up and be your mentor. He goes, dude, you should be a vet just like that. And I was so hurt. I said, why? And he said, because the people don't get it. He said, I spend more money scraping nickels and dimes together. I can't get people to pay their $15 copay for insurance, and they'll go to their vet and they will dish out thousands of dollars to get their vet fixed. He goes, you should be a vet, man. He goes, people, I can't get $15 out of people, and my dog breaks its paw or whatever. I don't care what it is. Put it on the credit card.
Well, they spread bad news about you guys out
It's
there.
pretty interesting, isn't it? Isn't it pretty interesting?
Ever since I've ever even heard the word chiropractor, I don't know that they're quacks.
Luckily, I didn't take his advice. I said, you know what? I like the challenge. I want to do something that really kind of stretches me. So I went to chiropractic school, and 5 years later, I got my degree. Okay? I'm telling you that story because we can do whatever we want. Okay? I graduated from chiropractic school. I told my mentor, one of the greatest chiropractors of our generation, I said, Doc, I'm going to travel the world and go to India and spread chiropractic. You know what he told me? Don't do it. You're absolutely crazy. He goes, you have so much debt, that would be the stupidest decision of your life. And guess what I said? I was like, I'm up for the challenge. So I told my girlfriend, and I said, you want to do it? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, holy crap. She said yes. It was like more than a proposal, right? This girl's going to travel the world with me. We should sell everything we have and travel the world and teach about chiropractic. I'm telling you this because we can do whatever we want. And I just heard someone tell me the other day, they said, you know why I've never been to a chiropractor? I said, why? I've heard everything. I'm not afraid of anything. I'll answer any question. I'll shoot you straight. I'll tell you like it is. Because the truth is the truth. How much of the time? 100% of the time. It's always the truth. And there's nothing I tell people that ain't the truth. I'm going to show you your x-rays. I'm going to tell you what your spine's supposed to look like. I'm going to tell you what's wrong. I'm going to point to the nerve chart. And I'm going to say, those nerves go to this part of the body. And if those nerves are getting squished like they are, showing me on your x-ray, your body's not going to work the way it's designed to. That's the truth. Okay? I'll tell you that straight up. Well, the other doc down the road said I could come in whenever I feel like I'm in pain. You can do that. You are free to do that with your health. That's not a good idea. Because I'm not worried about what you are right now. I'm worried about what you're going to be in 10 years when you take that person's advice that didn't tell you the truth. You got to do it like this. Okay? I've never met someone who told me that once I hit my weight from working out, that I can take a 6, 7, 8 month break and still be doing good when I come back. I ain't never met a dentist, and I've met some crazy dentists. I'm telling you straight up. I met some wackos. You too? Oh, he's a crazy dentist. Huh? I met some good ones, but I met more weirdos, right? I met some weird chiropractors too. People tell me all the time about some crazy weird chiropractors that they know, and I go, you're probably right. There's a lot of crazy weird chiropractors out there. I never met a dentist who thought that it was a good idea, if I show up and don't have any cavities, that I should take a 6-month break from brushing my teeth. You can't convince me that's a good idea. And I had this guy come in the other day. He said, Doc, my wife loves chiropractic. There's a reason I don't come in here, because I heard that once you start getting adjusted, that you have to continue doing it for the rest of your life. I said, you know what? You can do whatever you want. You can learn the truth, and you can get adjusted, and you can start feeling better, and you could stop going in to see a chiropractor. You could totally do that. But I don't think that's a good idea. Because once you start living the way that your body's designed to, and once you start living the way that makes you feel better and function better and live better, and you start raising your family that way, and you start getting them out of the mess that they were in before and start giving them a good opportunity to live the life they were designed to have, I don't know why you'd want to go back. And I say, if you think I'm crazy for telling you that you should take care of your brain, spinal cord, and the bones in your back for the rest of your life, if you think I'm crazy for telling you that, then I guess I think you're crazy for thinking that that's something strange and weird and odd. Okay? So I love it. I always tell people, you got questions for me? You got a history? You got someone who told you something bad about chiropractic? You had a bad experience? You think one way? Great, let's talk about it. Let's just make it transparent. Let's pull the rug up. Let's get under there and let's see what's going on so that we can really have an honest, truthful, clinical conversation about health and wellness. Okay? Anybody dreamers? You guys dream? I'm like the world's biggest dreamer. Okay? Pangea Chiropractic started off in a brick floor 900 square foot shack out in the woods by the airport. I saw my first patient in Bend at a rental house we were renting for $600 6 years ago. People would drive out the dirt road. We'd tell them where we were. They'd think they were coming to an office. They'd come to a shack in the woods. I am not making this story up.
How many of them turned around and went back out?
I still have patients in this office that got their first chiropractic adjustment in the shack out there off of Silvis Road. I am not making this up. That's where Pangea started. And we were dreaming. We moved to Brookswood Plaza, and we were dreaming, and we moved here. I have so much room here that we can fill this place up now. And I have a dream that we're going to fill the Tower Theater. And I haven't proclaimed that dream in 2 years, right? We're going to fill the Tower Theater with a health conference that talks about true health and wellness, not sickness and disease like Western medicine preaches. It's going to happen.
Make sure it gets on the news and it gets in the paper.
So it's going to happen. I'm a dreamer. And I know you're dreamers too, or else you wouldn't be here. Because when people show up here, they got something wrong.
Give me a fistful of flyers and I'll pass them out.
People don't show up in my office because they have neck and back pain. I know it to be true. Don't try and convince me that you showed up here because you had neck and back pain or headaches. You showed up here because something in your life was missing. And when you have neck and back pain, you can't do the things that you want to do. I know it to be true. I'm not the only person that's told you that before. Okay? I'm not the only person that told you that before. These people tell you that. Oh, if I can get my thing rolling here. Hold on. Hold on, gang. These people tell you this every single day. And I thought I got this problem fixed. I'm sorry, guys. I got it. These people tell you this every single day. If you don't believe me, go home and watch what happens on Jeopardy tonight.
Or operate machinery until you feel fully awake. Walking, eating, driving, or engaging in other activities.
I need your help over here, Oz.
What do you do?
We know a place where tossing and turning have given way to sleeping. Where sleepless nights yield to restful sleep.
Alright.
And
They're
Lunesta
selling
can
something
help
called
you get
Lunesta.
there, like it has for so many people before.
She wants to go sleep. He wants a good
When
night's
taking
sleep.
Lunesta, don't drive or operate machinery until you feel fully awake. Walking, eating, driving, or
And that little
engaging in other
butterfly right there
activities while
is a
asleep
nice
without remembering the
representation
next
of
day
what it would
have
feel
been
like when you're
reported.
having a nice nap.
Abnormal behaviors may include aggressiveness, agitation, hallucinations, or confusion. In depressed patients, worsening of depression, including risk of suicide, may occur. Alcohol may increase these risks. Allergic reactions such as tongue or throat swelling occur rarely and may be fatal. Side effects may include unpleasant taste, headache, dizziness, and morning drowsiness. Ask your doctor if Lunesta is right for you. Then get Lunesta for $0 at lunesta.com.
So
There's a land of
the
restful
reason-
sleep. We can help you go there.
The reason I wanted you to see that is because I really wanted you to see that even though they told you that this kills people, you guys heard that too. I'm not bashing on this. I'm telling you right now that when you watch that commercial and you don't sleep well at night, dang it, you want that. You get where I'm going with this? You will risk your life. You will take a pill that kills people because they told you people die from taking this pill, but you'll do it. You won't do it because you want the pill. You do it because whatever's keeping you up at night is affecting your life and destroying your life. Everyone agree with me?
Yeah.
It's that real and it's that bad. If you don't sleep, you can't live. Okay?
We know a place. We know.
Abilify is not for everyone. Call your doctor if your depression worsens or you have unusual changes in behavior or thoughts of suicide. Antidepressants can increase these in children, teens, and young adults. Elderly dementia patients taking Abilify have an increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor if you have high fever, stiff muscles, and confusion to address a possible life-threatening condition, or if you have uncontrollable muscle movements, as these could become permanent. High blood sugar has been reported with Abilify and medicines like it. In some cases, extreme high blood sugar can lead to coma or death. Other risks include decreases in white blood cells, which can be serious, dizziness upon standing, seizures, trouble swallowing, and impaired judgment or motor skills.
Adding Abilify has made a difference for me.
Okay, I mean, pretty much the same thing. Isn't that absolutely crazy? And look, we've taught these classes. I told you last time we've taught over 523 classes in Bend. Okay, I'm sharing this with you because you didn't show up here because you had neck and back pain. And these people don't experiment with a drug that they tell you flat out will kill you. I never told you that a chiropractic adjustment will kill you. Okay? And when it gets bad, we'll do anything. We're willing to take the risk because we got a family to raise, we got kids to support, we got food we've got to put on the table, we have a career that we're invested in, we got a home mortgage, we got a wife, we got a husband we got to support. We'll do anything. Would you agree? I'll do anything to keep those things going. And I know you will too, even to the point where, dang it, when I watch that commercial, if I have something going on, and look, I think everyone goes through depression. If you told me you'd never been depressed, I think you're lying. You're not human. Because this is a tough world that we live in. And to go through this, we'll do anything that we have to. Last one.
There were days my muscles were so sore from my fibromyalgia pain, I ached all over. It was hard just doing the little things that I loved. Then my doctor told me about prescription Lyrica. It's not an antidepressant. It's the first and only FDA-approved treatment that can help relieve my fibromyalgia pain. Lyrica helps me accomplish my daily activities and helps me feel better. So now I can start to think of something other than my pain. Lyrica's not for everyone. Tell your doctor right away about any serious allergic reaction that causes swelling or affects breathing or skin or changes in eyesight, including blurry vision or muscle pain with fever or tired feeling. Some of the most common side effects of Lyrica are dizziness, sleepiness, weight gain, and swelling of hands and feet. Do not drink alcohol while taking Lyrica. You should not drive or operate machinery until you know how Lyrica affects you. If you have fibromyalgia, ask your doctor if Lyrica's right for you.
So I asked the question, is that going to give us freedom? And you might say yes. Right? If that woman can go out and garden like she wants to and spend time with her grandkids, that might give her what she's looking for.
For a short time. Kill her over the long run.
And we have to look at it and we say, is that giving us freedom? And the answer is no. Okay? It's covering up something that is preventing you and blocking you from getting to the point where you need to exist. Now, if you're here in this clinic, if you're part of this family, I mean, this place gets humming. There's a lot of people in here, and we're all dreamers. That's why we show up here every day. We show up here to be the best expression of ourselves and the best version of ourselves because something's going on that's preventing us from doing it. And these guys are the pros. because they sold everyone in this room at some point in our lives that what they have is going to set you free and give you your dreams. And I'm telling you straight up right now, it's a lie. Because that stuff doesn't get you where you need to be. Now, you can argue that temporarily, but the reality is that what you need and what's missing is something inside of us. And as a dreamer, we keep searching, right? We keep searching. I'm constantly searching for what's better. I'm constantly searching for what's best. And I always come back to the same thing, is that we already have it inside of us. And the reason it's so valuable and this message is so critical and it will stay with you forever is because that power inside of you was given to you, whether you believe in heaven and God above or you believe we crawled out of the ocean with a fish. It doesn't matter. That innate, incredible healing power exists within us. And where it exists is in your brain and spinal cord. It's your lifeline. It's your pulse. It tells your body to breathe. It tells your heart to beat. It tells your body to suffer. It tells your body to live. It tells you to exist. It helps your kids grow up. If you block the sensory receptors from the brain to your body, your life starts to slowly slow down, and then it ceases to exist. It's the fundamental building block for every aspect of every cell in your body. That's why you choose chiropractic. People choose chiropractic, and they don't even know what it is. They choose it out of desperation because they've tried everything else. They choose it because they fired all their other doctors. People choose chiropractic last. You understand where I'm going with this? They choose it last when everything else has failed them. In reality, they could have chosen it first. But you can't get there until you've done everything else and come to the realization that healing comes from inside, not outside.
You can't get there unless you know about it in the first place to get there.
And you can't blame yourself for not knowing. You don't know what you don't know. Everyone finds us for a reason.
And I used to know that there had to be something out there besides going to the doctor and them feeding you pills and wanting to cut on you and give you shots.
Everyone finds us for a reason. If you found Pangea, it wasn't a mistake. People, it is a miracle that you walked through the door. You picked up the telephone, you made a call. You probably heard one thing about chiropractic. You probably tried chiropractic. You've probably been on some of these medications. You probably have an idea in your head of what you're coming to. That took a lot of guts to do. Some people go on Google at work because they don't want their spouse to know what they're looking for. You did it. Some people call from broom closets because they don't want people to hear the phone call that they're calling a chiropractor. Okay? Because people will judge you for what you do. But the reality is that you are free to make your decisions. And you can make a decision that is going to support you and build you up. Or you can make a decision that might do the opposite. But you don't know unless you don't. And you don't know if you don't know. Okay? You got in the car. You made an appointment with Alyssa. And you guys know it's not easy to get an appointment here. You can't just call and show up an hour later. You waited several days for your first patient appointment. You thought one thing was going to happen, and I guarantee you showed up here and something different happened. After you met with us, you thought we were going to do one thing, and I guarantee you we did something different. You still came back for your doctor's report. You looked at your x-rays. We studied your x-rays in a way I guarantee you no one else ever has. I told you it wasn't going to happen overnight. You weren't going to get healthy overnight because you don't get healthy overnight because your body doesn't get sick overnight. I told you you have to invest your time, your energy, your money. And you looked at me and I looked at you and we made contact from a human relationship level. And I told you your body's designed to heal. It can heal, it will heal. It just needs time, it needs energy, and it needs to do something different. Healing comes from inside your body and outside your body. And you looked at me and you said, let's do it. That's a miracle. And then you show up here over and over and over again because you know, whether you can agree to it or not, that when your nervous system gets pressure relieved off of it, you function better. I can give you hundreds of examples of people who leave here, they have no pain. They leave here and they go, Doc, I don't know why I keep coming back, but whenever I come in here and I get adjusted by you guys, I leave here and I feel better. I think better. My kids are getting better grades in school, Doc. Why are my kids getting, how is it possible? This kid was putting up straight C's last year. He gets first A ever. Do you think that chiropractic can be related to that? No, I know that it's related to that because I know that your body functions better when it doesn't have pressure on the nervous system. This fancy little light right here, I think, is probably the one thing that will portray this message the best. This is your brain.
I seen that sitting over there. At first angle it was, I couldn't.
This is your brain.
As soon as you picked
Okay?
it up, I turned it
And your
on.
brain literally keeps you alive. It's the most vital organ in your body because it controls every other organ in your body. 76 trillion cells get information from your brain. And the brain sends information down through your spinal cord. People show up like this. Spinal cord crooked, tilted, rotated, pressure on the cord, pressure on the nerves. You guys know what your x-rays look like. You've seen them. I know what they look like. I look at them every day on my computer. When there's pressure on your spinal cord, your lifeline, there's a kink in your hose, and your brain can't work the way it's designed to. This is how kids go from straight C's to straight A's. Okay? This is how people go from not sleeping at night to getting 8-10 hours of sleep at night. This is how people go from having relationships that are going down the tubes to falling back in love. When we remove the interference, it's literally like life comes back. It's not me telling you that. It's me expressing to you what science is telling us to be the truth. And this is why more people are going to use chiropractic than ever before in the history of healthcare. And last year, when 79,000 people died from taking opioid drugs, this year will be less because more people are going to choose chiropractic. And more people are going to choose chiropractic for their kids, and more people are going to choose chiropractic for their 87-year-old husbands. This is my new patient today. 87 years old, never been adjusted before in his life. His wife's been coming here for a year straight. She had to drag him in here. He has first adjustment today. You think he's excited? Yeah. He goes, I thought you guys were the weirdest doctors. I don't even know why they called you doctors. I said, sometimes, you just got to go with your gut instinct. And you showed up here. I said, do you think we can help you? He goes, after what you showed me, I know you can help me. I said, great, let's get you adjusted. That's pretty cool.
It's kind of like Charlie and Ellen, Charlie's always giving Ellen a heck of a minute, who they are.
That's pretty cool.
2.5 minutes.
Yeah, they always pick the weirdos that represent chiropractic. Okay.
It's not weird though, but Charlie makes him feel like he is.
See this guy right here? I want everyone to look at this. I'm going to tell you a very quick story, and then we're going to go home. Okay? I asked permission from his daughter to show this picture a year ago. Okay? This guy showed up here. Couldn't stand up straight. He walked around like this everywhere. Okay? Couldn't stand up straight. He really, really bad problem with his lungs. His lungs were collapsing. Okay? Couldn't breathe. Just pretty much on his last leg. He showed up here, and he dedicated himself to getting healthy. Okay? A year later, he came skipping and dancing in here. You remember that? He was dancing. He was charming all of the ladies. He was looking for a girlfriend. It was hilarious. He was flirting with the other women. He was a charmer. You can kind of see it in his eye. I mean, he's definitely a charmer, okay? So this is him a week before he died. All right?
I don't think it's that long. I think it's like 2 days.
Looks like he's pretty good. I mean, he's got good color.
He wasn't with us very much longer after this picture was taken. Do you remember this? 2 days? Okay, that was 2 days before he passed away. Okay, he had a stroke, and when he had that stroke, he didn't bounce back. Okay, so I get a phone call, and this guy served for our country. That's what reminded me today, because I was putting on my shirt and I thought about him. I said, I'm going to tell his story. So I get a phone call from his daughter, Dr. Andrew. You're the only doctor that he trusts. I said, wow. I don't know what to say. And she goes, he doesn't want to go to any of his other doctors. He doesn't trust anyone else. He wants to talk to you. All right. What's going on? He fell down, had a stroke, and he's not doing well. Hey, Ellen, what's up? He goes, oh, not too good. Kind of cracking jokes. I'm like, oh, sorry to hear that. He goes, think you can come over and give me an adjustment? I'm like, sure. He goes, that'd be really great, I think the world of you, blah, blah. I said, yeah, I'll be over. So I went over and I adjusted him. And I remember how many times? You were about ready to pop. Indy, she was like 9 months pregnant, and we were driving over to his house. It was during remember that big snowstorm 2 years ago? We were driving over to his house. He lived out in Deschutes River Woods, 4-wheel drive the whole way. We're going to adjust him every night after work, just already. You know, we get over there, and I adjusted him I adjusted him at 9 o'clock one night, and then he passed at midnight. Okay? And when the last time I remember when I went over there, his daughter, I walked in, and you could tell. You guys have been with someone right before they pass? You know. You're like, oh, okay. And I looked at him, and he was pretty much, you know, he was pretty much gone. And his daughter was sitting there, she was crying, and I walked in, and I just like looked at him, and I didn't do anything. I almost was like frozen. You weren't with me. And I held his hand, and I sat there, and it was probably 10 minutes, and I didn't know what to do. Okay? I didn't know what to do. And his daughter looked at me, and she's crying, and she goes, "Are you going to do anything?" And I said, "I don't know what to do." And she said, "He needs adjusted." And I was like, "Oh yeah, he needs adjusted, doesn't he?" And she goes, "Please." I said, "Okay." In that moment where I'm like, this guy is not going to be with us very much longer, someone else who's not a chiropractor had to convince me that I needed to do my job and adjust him. Because she knew that he needed to be adjusted. Because he would be able to go on. She knew he was going. She knew it was that. And she said to me, "He needs adjusted." And when I left, I knew what she meant. He needed to be adjusted because he was going ready to pass. And it was going to be a lot easier on his body if he could leave this world and go on to the next world without a kink in his neck and without pressure on his brainstem. I know it to be true. Okay? And that guy wanted to be adjusted more than anyone else I've ever met. He came skipping. I can never forget when he came skipping in here one day. He said, "Holy smokes, this guy's got his groove back. He's going to be dating and having kids again." I tell you that story because you get to choose your health. And I promise you what's going to happen in the next couple of years is your health freedom is going to be at stake. If you look what's happening down in California, they tell you what you can and can't do with your kids. And I'm urging you, you're not free if you can't choose how to have your own health or what to choose to do for your own self, for your own health, and how to raise your family. So celebrate tomorrow with health freedom. You're here for a reason. Your lives are going to be changed when you join this tribe. I promise you. Okay? Have fun tomorrow. Be safe. Do you guys like fireworks going off all night long?